On Osrc News at 7, Ondo State's government approves 3.5 billion naira for school renovations and construction. Professional Traditional Hunters Association launches Ondo State chapter. Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency warns Nigerians of flash floods. And from the foreign scene, hospitals, schools, refugee camps under repeated attacks in Israeli-Gaza war.
Determined to promote all-round development of the state and make life more worth living for the people, the owner reached at the council meeting.
Decisions that will positively impact the lives of the citizens of those states.
Briefing Government House correspondents, the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Laolu Akindolie, commended the governor for prioritizing education and achieving significant progress in the sector.
As soon as this is paid, it will be matched by equal amount by the bank for the construction and renovation of our primary schools all over the states, all the states and the national.
The commissioner approved the appointment of Oba Daramola Samuel as the new Olupele of Ipele in Olu government area.
The Executive Council also approved the recognition of the Oluson Fayisan chieftaincy to the status of Oba in line with Part 1 of the Chieftaincy Law 1984 as amended.
The Commissioner for Environment, Oyeni Oseni, said government had completed a technical review of the Ayetoro Shoreline Protection Project and will soon implement both temporary and long-term solutions to prevent further incursions of the sea.
The report has been transmitted to the Project Office on the Director of Project, who is also very interested in the implementation and the restoration of Ayetoro.
The special advisor to the governor on health, Professor Simidele Odimayo, expressed government satisfaction with the low incidence of Lassa fever alongside 0 cases of cholera and monkeypox. He urged communities to remain vigilant and take necessary precautions to maintain public health.
The state government has also keyed into the 10 million project. The 10 million project is a national project in which we are going to be screening and checking for the health of people, screening for hypertension, screening for hypertension, and people with diabetes mellitus. This is a major way of enhancing the health of people.
Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Wale Akilosotu, reaffirmed the governor's commitment to fixing all potholes in the state. Akilosotu restated the determination of the Aiyedatiwa administration to the regular payment of salaries, pensions, and gratuities, while urging the citizens to remain law-abiding as the state prepares for the governorship election. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Two suspects were recently apprehended by the Ondo State Amotekun Corps after allegedly kidnapping 4 travelers. The operation highlighted the effectiveness of grassroots efforts as local hunters and vigilantes collaborated with Amotekun to successfully rescue the victims.
Amotekun, they do well, then they do serious with hunter, with all their bile. He do well for us because them plenty come. As them plenty come, they enter that bush, then they scatter that bush. These people they run, they see one shoot for them, but they shoot in leg.
Who carry cutlass beat you like this?
Nah, mala.
You know.
August. According to him, the victims have identified the kidnappers and they will face legal consequences.
The victims confirmed that they were the same people arrested in August but found their way back. Now we've arrested them again in the same locality around the Legbeka. One of them used Okada to block the good portion of the road so that commuters will not have choice than to slow down. Now, the second one was the same person that collected 1.2 million naira ransom from them in August. And he already told them to bring 20 million naira this time around. But we were able to catch him on the scene with the victims. We want to tell them that there is no hiding place for them again in Ondo State.
Adeleye revealed that the suspects employed tactics such as blocking roads to ambush commuters, which were uncovered during interrogations.
The only solution to it is for them to vacate the forest area of Ondo State, starting from Aladada to Ifon, through Elegbeka. They must vacate our forestry areas. We are resolute and determined to face them. They engaged us fiercely, but we were able to overcome them by the grace of God. These are not suspected kidnappers again because the victims confirmed that they were part of the gang. There are still about 8 of them that we are looking for. By the grace of God and by the support of the good people of Ondo State, we will catch the remaining. They will face the full wrath of the law as embedded in the law establishing the Amotekun Corps as amended 2021.
He assured residents that Ondo State security agencies remain committed to creating a hostile environment for criminals, emphasizing that there will be no safe haven for them. Omori Olahunbeji, Osrc News.
And Ondo State Professional Traditional Hunters Association, a traditional security system, has been unveiled with the aim to secure the land, lives, and properties of people across communities in the state. At the unveiling ceremony, the Professional Traditional Hunters Association Zonal Coordinator in the Southwest, Chief Ayo Akintade, said the current security challenges in Nigeria has necessitated the need to reposition traditional security architecture to support law enforcement agencies. Saeed Arabisala reports that hunters across Ondo State gathered to pledge their readiness for the task.
It's a sea of black and a touch of lemon green as members of the Professional Traditional Hunters Association from different local government areas converged on Akure, Ondo State capital. The convergence is for the unveiling of the association in the state, which climaxes a 3-day event that featured physical fitness, training and enlightenment of the hunters on the use of firearms. As part of putting their training into practice, a march past was staged by the hunters as they moved in unison, each step deliberate and with a proud spirit on the new chapter in their sojourn. The regional coordinator of the association in the Southwest, Adi Akintade, said the association is created to win the battle against insecurity in Nigeria in collaboration with existing security agencies.
Because I know this institution needs the local hunters. At least before then, were secure, and there are teams, there are people that were doing the job before they came into being. So it's just going back to the base to make sure these people are strategically positioned and well trained to partner with the Nigerian police and relevant security agencies for security our land.
Traditional hunters as custodians of the land, emphasizing their role in ensuring that communities are safeguarded.
All the hunters, especially those who are doubting Thomas, it has been unveiled today now. And to the hoping of the generality of Ondo State, there is no, if you are not here, you are nowhere. If you are not a member of professional traditional hunter and you call yourself an hunter in Ondo State, or there you want Conjela here, or there will be join them so that Ondo State can be at peace and we can be making progress.
After his remarks, the inauguration of the leadership of the professional traditional hunters in Ondo State was done amidst prayers. State Chairman of the association, Dada Osunyekomi, urged the members to protect the sanctity of their uniforms, shun illicit drugs and trafficking, and entrench synergy with security operatives at the local levels, particularly to rid the forest of criminals.
ààbò àwà tí wọ́n bá ti ṣe fáàmù irú àwọn tó fi mọ̀lú kojú tí wọ́n lọ ní igbó tí wọ́n polówó olóko wọ́n lọ jẹ olóko wọ́n pa wọ́n wá sí gbogbo ẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn ìjọba wa kó káàsì mọ̀lú ní wọ́n máa sí mọ̀lú ní fáàmù wọn bí ẹ bá ti wà àwọ àti agbófinró àrẹ́dì pẹ̀lú ọlọ́pàá táwọn ṣiṣẹ́ tí ààbò olóṣèlú máa wà dáadáa.
Ondo State Commissioner of Police Abayomi Oladipo, who was represented by Administrative Officer, Department of Operations and the Command, Moleyin Oladele, spoke on the role of traditional hunters in community policing. Some of the hunters and their leaders expressed readiness for the task ahead towards improving security in their various localities. Following its launch in Oyo, Ogun and Osun states and projected takeoff for Ekiti, this unveiling of the Professional Traditional Hunters Association marks a significant moment in Ondo State as it aims to create a unified front in protecting the land and its people for development and prosperity to reign. Sahid Arabisala, Osrc News.
You're still watching Osrc News at 7. After the break, Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency warns Nigerians of flash floods. Please to rejoin us for this and more. Thank you very much for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website. And on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. Esteemed alumni from Omolurubu Grammar School in Akure have hosted a heartwarming reunion for the 1988 and 1991 sets, celebrating their shared history while launching the second edition of the Student Support Project for the 2024-2025 academic year. This initiative aims to benefit the current student body, ensuring that the legacy of support continues. During the event, OSRC staff member and alumnus Taye Ojushi praised his classmates for their remarkable achievement and their impactful contributions to the alma mater. OSRC correspondent Abidemi Akerutoye reports that 12 deserving students from various units and sectors were selected as recipients of the project's benefits.
A reunion marked with warmth. Alumni from Omolurubu Grammar School in Akure, specifically the 1988 and 1991 sets, gathered to launch the second phase of the Student Support Project. This initiative aims to boost the academic growth and development of the 2024 to 2025 students' body, showcasing their enduring commitment to their alma mater. Principal Omolurubu Grammar School, Akure, Dorcas Ashamo, acknowledged their role in fostering a legacy of excellence that benefits future generations of students at Omolurubu Grammar School.
When I came here, There were the set that approached me, and they gave about 6 students scholarship last year. Then apart from that, when we ran into a corner where we don't have teachers again, especially maths teacher and chemistry teacher for our SS3, I ran to them, I called them, and they yielded to my call.
In a touching visual address from abroad, President Falusi Akim and Vice President Abimbola Ogundare of 1991 sets reaffirmed their unwavering commitment to supporting the school, emphasizing the importance of alumni contributions to the growth and development of future students.
During our own time and most parents, we don't have this opportunity from our alumni, but to the glory of God, we are privileged to have it at this time. So I want to encourage you to put in your best in everything you do.
National Secretary of the Old Students Association, Adejumo Akinyemi, highlighted the impressive projects undertaken by alumni at Omolorebo Grammar School and underscored the collective achievements of former students in enhancing educational opportunities for current learners.
We've completed 4 classroom blocks to the School Authority for Use, powered by Ondo State Agency. Then, the old students renovated this hall.
Alumnus Adefemi Oluyede, a barrister, encouraged students to embrace hard work, resilience, and determination as key to securing a successful future.
Once you are determined to do something, immediately, automatically, that thing becomes easy. Not that you not see challenge on your way, but that your determination is going to strengthen you.
An alumnus, Mr. Taiwo Ojushe from Osrc, also shared insights into the positive impact of alumni support on the school, reinforcing the idea that their contributions are vital for ongoing development.
This second edition, we pay them, 5 of them throughout the first program, and this time around we extended it to 12 numbers.
The beneficiaries of the Student Support Project expressed appreciation for the generous assistance provided by the alumni.
If not for them, I wouldn't have got this today. And what I can say for me also is that I pray that God will help me by me keeping saying I can do it through Christ that strengthens me. That God will help me that when it is my own time, even more than this one, God will help me to do.
I want to thank them for what they have done for us, for remembering us and organizing this kind of program.
The unwavering loyal fostering meaningful partnership within the community. Abidemi Akinrotoye, Osrc News.
The Nigerian Army has urged residents of Akure not to panic as they see movement of military vehicles and personnel within the state capital. Rabos said the annual exercise to enhance the career progression and capacity of the Nigerian Army officers will be held on Saturday, from Saturday 28 September to Saturday 12 October 2024. The 32 Artillery Brigade urged the public to go about their lawful activities as adequate measures have been put in place to ensure the safety of lives and properties during the period of the exercise. The September edition of monthly environmental sanitation exercise holds across in this state on Saturday, 28 September 2024. In a statement by the General Manager on the State Waste Management Authority, there will be restriction of human and vehicular movement between the hour of 7 and 10 in the morning, while urging residents of the state to use the period to clean their surroundings. Mr. Omowole said any violator will face the wrath of the law. He reiterated the commitment of the present administration in Ondo State under the leadership of Governor Lucky Orimisaidatuwa to a better, cleaner and hygienic environment. The federal government has announced plans to reduce transportation fares by over 40% through the adoption of compressed natural gas (CNG) from commercial vehicles. This initiative was unveiled during a memorandum of understanding Workers NURTW from Itakpe, Udavi, and Ajaokuta train station unit gathered to formalize the agreement. The program director of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, Michael Luwagbemi, emphasized the government's commitment to affordable transportation amid rising fuel costs. The Minister of Works, David Umai, says the federal government will toll all major roads in the country upon completion of construction and renovation. He listed some of the roads as Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Second Niger Bridge, Abuja-Kano Road, and Makurdi 9th Mile, among others. The minister noted that the government will start with the Kefi-Makurdi Road that has been completed, stating that his ministry has been engaging with the Ministry of Finance for a paperless mode of payment. He said the present administration inherited a total of 300 damaged roads and bridges, adding that more road construction will commence from October 1 across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. In health, the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) has stated that government and donors have committed around $1 billion to tackle Africa's ongoing mpox outbreak, with the United States pledging $5 million. The Director General Africa CDC, Dr. Jane Kaseya, who stated this during a media briefing, highlighted the critical need for improved monitoring and knowledge about the virus transmission. He said that alongside the financial pledges, vaccine donations have reached over 4 million doses, with Japan committing 3 million doses to the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, the epicenter of the outbreak. He, however, called for an increase in community health workers to bolster surveillance, with plans to deploy 40,000 community networks in the DRC. Still on health, the Director General of the National Agency for Food, Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, has expressed concern over the high-level fake, substandard, and falsified drugs in Nigeria. She decried the act at a one-day sensitization campaign program held at Ibadan Business School in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Adeyeye, who was represented by the Zonal Director of the agency, Roasting Ajayi, warned that fake and substandard drugs could negatively impact users due to the effects of the drugs on their bodies. The NAFDAC DG said one of the strategies the agency intended to use to curb the menace was to embark on aggressive sensitization and engagement of different stakeholders, particularly those in the distribution of healthcare products like medicine. The Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, NISHA, has warned Nigerians about the risk of flash floods and river overflows due to ongoing heavy rains. NISHA mitigate the impact of potential flooding. The DG also reviewed data on the water levels in key rivers, noting that the steady rise in the water levels of River Niger and Benue has gotten to the red mark. He urged residents living along riverbanks to take precautions, advising them to relocate to safe locations and secure their lives and properties. And now we move to the foreign scene. Nearly a year into Israel's war on Gaza, hospitals, schools, and refugee camps run by the UN's Relief Agency for Palestinians have come under repeated attacks, resulting in significant casualties and humanitarian crisis. And infrastructure crumbles, medical facilities struggle to provide care, and educational disruptions leave children without access to learning. Aderonke is here with the full reports.
This is an Israeli airstrike on a UN-run school in Gaza in September, killing the highest number of workers in a single incident during Israel war on Gaza. 6 staff members from the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees, UNRWA, were among 18 who died. The school was sheltering from 12,000 displaced Palestinians. It was the 5th attack of the war on the facility and was condemned by the UN Secretary General.
Decisions of courts are not respected, and it is this kind of limbo of accountability that is totally unacceptable.
UNRWA has been a lifeline for Palestinian refugees for decades. It operates schools, runs relief programs, and provides healthcare services in the Gaza Strip and occupied West Bank. But Israel's war on Gaza has created a humanitarian catastrophe, with nearly 2 million displaced Palestinians having little access to food, water, medicine, or shelter, and depending entirely on the agency for the survival. It faces many challenges in delivering supplies.
Total of 208 attempts. 74 of them were facilitated, 44 were impeded, 72 out of them were flatly denied.
Israeli strikes have targeted UNRWA staff directly, UN convoys have been hit, and warehouses storing aid have been bombed. The agency's head, Philippe Nazarini, says more than 200 of its workers have been killed during the war.
Every single person is exhausted, sick, and long past the limit of their endurance. It is utterly inhuman.
In January, it accused 12 of its staff members of aiding the October 7th Hamas attack in southern Israel that killed around 1,200 people. This led to several donor countries suspending funding as Palestinians were battling hunger and disease and were desperately in need.
Protect UNRWA, protect UNRWA's staff, and protect UNRWA's mandate, including through funding.
Most nations, except the agency's biggest donor, the United States, have resumed their funding. A report commissioned by the UN Office of Internal Oversight Services said Israel did not present credible evidence to support its claims that UNRWA staff were involved in Hamas' attack. The war led to the first case of polio being found in the territory in 25 years, and UNRWA responded on the ground. The UN team celebrated the success in vaccinating nearly 450 children under the age of 10 against the disease.
Just as you provided us with vaccinations so that our children would be safe, you must provide us with a ceasefire and stop this war.
As Israel continues its assault on Gaza, UN teams are carrying on with their operations despite the ever-present dangers. Adirunke Kolawole, Osrc News.
And that concludes the news tonight, but before we go, a quick look at two of the major stories. We told you that the Ondo State government has approved a 3.5 billion counterpart fund for the Universal Basic Education Commission to support the construction and renovation of public primary